Hello, good people of the internet. The Marvels have finally hit theaters, and let me put it this way, and I'm being very diplomatic right now, the reception is mediocre at best. But more about this later. Recently I have stumbled upon an article discussing a very recent interview with Nia DaCosta, director of the Marvels. And believe me, she sure knew how to stir up the pot. Right now her comments are being widely discussed by many YouTubers on Reddit, on other social media. In my humble opinion, I mean those are not the main reasons, but also one of the indicators that Marvel and MCU have been in the state of decay and decomposition for a long time, because if people with these opinions right now make movies, well, that means it's not good for MCU. Let's get to it, shall we? During a recent interview with Phase Zero, DaCosta was asked about her previous controversial take regarding Steve Rogers' part in the Avengers' game-changing defeat in Infinity War. She firmly believed that Captain America's idealistic belief that there would still be a chance for them to win against THANOS without sacrificing anyone was what made him such an amazing hero, but it was ultimately that cost them in the end. The reason why it's his fault is the reason why he's such an amazing hero, because he's like, we're not going to sacrifice anyone. There's always has to be another way. He was incorrect, DaCosta said. What? What? What the fuck? But then also he was right in the end, because everything was fine. We did lose some people that we care about, but it's his fault because he should have just ripped that thing out of his homies, that means Vision's, head from the beginning? Is she implying in that article what I think she's implying? That Captain America, who is basically an embodiment of honor and virtue, should commit a deletion, you know, I cannot say some certain words on YouTube, and destroy a sentient being that Vision is, by the way, his friend from the Avengers. Does this lady know what makes hero a hero? Does this lady know what Tony Stark did when he sacrificed himself? What Captain America was trying to do? You know why these characters basically created MCU? Being bigger than life, being a hero means making sacrifices, yes, but always trying to find a way of saving others. However, DaCosta clarified that she understood why Captain America made that mistake. That wasn't a mistake, because he was only just staying true to his character. I think some of the amazing success of that first part of the MCU was those characters were so true to themselves and they made sense, she continued. Yes, and by the way, until the endgame, all movies were successful. You are making the movie for the phase which hasn't been successful ever since the endgame. That is saying a lot. All of the decisions that they made, even if you didn't agree with them, they made perfect sense to who they were. So even though I blame him, I understand him. If you really understood that character, who she is, was, we can say, you would have never blamed him. Because guess what? Being a hero means always trying to find a way to save everyone without any sacrifices, without sacrificing any living soul, anything. This is how decent people should operate. This is how we should act in real life. And if you don't understand that, then the problem is you, not Captain America. And if we are going with this kind of logic, why not blame Doctor Strange, who was in a possession of Time Stone, the same stone that actually allowed Thanos to travel back in time to retrieve Mind Stone, following the Scarlet Witch destroying Vision? Why not blame Strange? Oh yes, alright, in Multiverse of Madness people actually were blaming him for what he did, despite the fact that apparently that was the only way to save everyone in an endgame. But of course, right now, it is very trendy to crap on older characters. Or you know what? Why don't you blame Tony Stark and Bruce Banner? They created Vision in the first place. Without that creation, probably nothing would have happened. Maybe Star-Lord for attacking Thanos and botching very good plan. Or you know what? Blame Thor, because he didn't go for the head. What the hell is with this festival of blaming? Is that like an official position of Marvel right now? Blaming every characters from phase 1 to phase 3 because right now they want us to consume the product that they are preparing for us, and those products basically are crap?
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Okay, alright. Maybe I'm getting too far here. Maybe those are just opinions of one entitled Hollywood director who, by the way, promised us before that the Marvel's film will be really wacky and silly. Because guess what? We didn't have enough of silliness and wackiness in previous ones, right? Oh, and how did that work for you, lady? Guess what? Your movie, right now, it is pretty well certain that it is going to be one of the most colossal flops in the whole MCU. We already know that this is MCU's second lowest opening day ever. The only lower opening was with the first Hulk, the movie. Yeah, the Incredible Hulk, which holds the record for the MCU's lower domestic opening day at $21.46 million and falls behind series-started Ant-Man, $22.6 million, not adjusted for inflation. This movie, your movie, The Marvels, earned $21.5 million, which is almost nothing. That is 3 times less than the first Captain Marvel the movie, which, by the way, was successful only because it was sandwiched between 2 of the most anticipated movies ever in Marvel Cinematic Universe, Endgame and Infinity War. The lady who apparently doesn't understand what true real heroism is directed a movie with 3 female heroes, and from what I've heard, because I haven't seen that movie yet, but from what I've heard and from mild spoilers that I found on the internet, it is a mess. I won't tell you much, this is not a spoiler review, but we already know that the movie was butchered in post-production. Many scenes were cut out and basically it's a mess of scenes that sometimes don't make sense. Oh, and one thing I can tell you, if you have seen Nick Fury in Secret Invasion as an empty hollow shell, a broken man, yeah, it's the extension of that, it's the same character. Nick Fury basically is nothing compared to Phase 1, Phase 2 and Phase 3. Sorry people, sorry fans of the old good badass Nick Fury. So, as you can see, this movie will probably be not a success, especially when it's directed by someone who doesn't really understand what drives a true superhero. I think this movie, compared to, in my humble opinion, masterpiece like Captain America vs. Winter Soldier or the first Iron Man, this one, The Marvels, will disappear from our memories in a matter of months like a wet fart. Because that's what it is. A whimper of a dying franchise. And I don't see any hope for it in the future. If people like this, people who claim that Captain America was making mistake because he was trying to save lives, if people like this are going to direct more installments in the MCU, well, the death of Marvel is coming sooner than we all have thought. That's all from me. See you next time. Cheers. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please subscribe, drop a like and press the notification bell so you won't miss anything I upload. And if you didn't enjoy this, hell, subscribe anyway. At least you will know when there is a new video to actively hate.